Alright, welcome back to Red Dead Redemption. This is part 2, and in this part we're going to finish up the missions with Bonnie. Now, since we finished the last mission last episode, we did obtain a player home, so that's going to be one of 13 player homes that we're going to need for 100%ing the game. As soon as you go talk to Bonnie, you'll get a cutscene, and here's where you can whistle for your horse when you start the mission. So go ahead and do that. Do not pull it from the hitching post. And then go ahead and follow Bonnie to the race start. You get a little cutscene here, and she'll count you down. I don't think you can skip this one.
2, 1, go!
So I went ahead and sped this part up. You just need to win the race. Actually, I'm not even sure you need to win it. I think you can lose it, but you might as well win it. So just follow the campfires on the trail. You can see them on the minimap pretty easily. You do have to watch out for your horse's stamina and make sure it doesn't drain all the way, or you will get bucked off the horse, and you will pretty much guaranteed lose the race from there. My one tip for making sure your horse stamina doesn't drain all the way is just press A, get your horse running at full sprint, and then press A once every second or two. That way you kind of steadily keep the speed going while also steadily regenerating the horse's stamina. And yeah, once you complete the race, you'll get a cutscene and you'll end up here. Just walk over to the X and start the next mission. And in this mission, we're going to have to drive Bonnie all the way to Armadillo. So go ahead and do that. Now you can sit and listen to the dialogue here when you're playing. I went ahead and sped this part up. But while we're on the way to Armadillo here, I did want to talk about something I forgot to talk about in the last episode, which is I'm kind of breaking this up into a couple parts. As you might have seen, we are in part 1, Spurred to Victory, which is just... This first part is just me doing 20 missions as fast as possible. We're not going to be worrying about any strangers missions or any extra objectives unless they're pretty much right there. But we need to do the 20 missions to do Spurred to Victory, so get it out of the way, get it done. That way we don't have to worry about it in the later missions. So once you get to Armadillo, you want to walk over to the doctor's office and you want to talk to him and buy medicine. That should be free for this mission only. And then you want to walk back out and talk to Bonnie, and you should get another cutscene, and that should be the end of that mission. So pretty easy. Now we're going to whistle for our horse here, and there are some things you can do here in Armadillo if you want, but for now, instead of doing the Marshal's mission, we're going to go back to do Bonnie's mission. And this is just because this gives us some time to free roam. Now from here, there are some things that you want to do. Namely, pick up some wild feverfew. You want to kill up some animals, which is what I'm going to do in this episode. And while you're free roaming, you also want to see if you can hear some gunfire. That way you can save townspeople from Ballard Gang attacks. And also there might be a chance that you could find a treasure hunter and save him. And you're going to need to do that. That's completely random whether or not those spawn. And you're going to need the Ballard Twin Gang rescue for a outfit objective, and you're going to need a treasure hunter rescue to start the treasure hunter challenges. So as you saw, I went and I picked up some wild feverfew there. You're going to need 6 of those, so we're going to do that right now. I'll show you 6 locations that you can pick them up from. Obviously that first one, and then you can ride to this tree. And there's the second one right there. If you're following exactly as I'm going, you shouldn't need to see the map for those. But I will show the map location for these ones. These next 2 are going to be next to that little coyote symbol on the map. I was riding around trying to find them. I couldn't remember exactly where they were. But I will show the map again once I find them. Here's one of them. And I actually got lucky because I'm trying to do hunter challenges. You need to kill and skin 5 coyotes. And that should start as soon as you skin your first coyote. I luckily found this guy being attacked by 4 or 5 of them, and I ended up killing 4 of them. So now I just need to skin those, and then I'll need 1 more. So if you find that, don't forget to talk to him, and he'll pay you some money. Not a lot of money, but hey, might as well. And I went ahead and sped this part up because you don't need to watch me skinning all these coyotes, really, but I did want to show it. So that's 3 and 4, and now I only need 1 more for the Master Hunter Challenge. And then we can go back and collect these other 2 Wild Fever views. And number 4 should be right on the other side of this tree.
Here we are.
And that's going to be the location of those right there on the map. Now we just need 2 more. I didn't know the locations for the other ones. I knew they were somewhere by this house here. So I was kind of riding around looking for them. You can also see them appear on your minimap if you get close enough, as you can see on my minimap there. So here's number 5, right by the house, like I said. I'll show that on the map, right there. Now we just need 1 more here. So I went around riding around trying to find that. I did see this happen here. I did kill a boar. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know if it was a predator, like, was about to attack me, so I just shot it. I'm not going to count that as one of the animals yet. But here is Wild Fever View number 6.
That's what I wanted.
And that should be Survivalist Challenge 1 of 10 completed. And that's where number 6 is. Now here, I also decided to run around and kill some of the animals that I need to kill. Namely, I started with a hawk. Now you can find the hawks. They're usually the bigger birds flying in the air. You can identify them by the screech that they do. So there was a hawk right there. That's animal number 4. And if you don't know what you've killed, you can always ride over to it and loot it, and it'll tell you what you got from it. So in this case, I got hawk feathers, so that's how I know that was a hawk for sure. Now, next I rode around. I could hear a tiny bird squeaking, so I looked in the air. There it is. Got that one. That's a songbird, so that's number 5 of 26. And again, I rode over to loot it, just to make sure that it actually was a songbird. And there you go, songbird feathers. And then also while you're riding around, you can do this anytime. You might hear a rattlesnake. I heard it right there as I was riding past. And then I passed it up again. I was looking for it and I saw it right there. And that's animal number 6. And that's a snake. You don't have to loot them or skin them or anything like that, but might as well. So, there's 3 more animals on our way to completing the Unnatural Selection achievement. And then from here, I went to save the game. Remember not to hitch your horse, and remember not to pull your horse from the hitching post. If you need to ride your horse, just whistle, and he should tear himself off of the hitching post. Now we're going to start the next Bonnie mission here. So you should walk over to that and get a cutscene. Whistle for your horse so you don't have to get it off the hitching post again.
Alright, let's head over to the cow pen. It's about
And this mission is going to introduce you to a really annoying mechanic, which is herding cattle. I hate the cattle herding missions, they suck. This one isn't too bad, except for one small part. which you'll see here in a second. So to herd cattle, you just got to stay behind them, and they should move forward as long as you're following close behind them. If you need to turn them, you want to obviously get behind the direction you want them to turn. So if you want them to turn right, you need to go left behind them. If you want them to turn left, you need to go right behind them. And if they're moving in a straight line, you kind of need to sway back and forth from one side to the other. Like in this case, I'm swaying left and right behind them to get them over to the yellow marker there. And that's that mission. So you should get a cutscene right at the end. I went ahead and cut that out. And there is also another wildlife review here right where the mission ends. So if you did miss one of the ones that we picked up, you can pick it up here. Or pick one up here. And then you want to ride over. And I'm going to save the game again a couple times to skip forward the time. Make sure it's daytime. And then we're going to come over to the horseshoes game. We're going to play horseshoes real quick. Now there are two things. You do have to talk to the guy. I forgot how to start the game, but you got to go over to the guy and talk to him. Now there's two achievements, or there's two things you want to do while you're playing horseshoes here at McFarland's Ranch. Number one is you want to get a ringer. Now I wanted to show, this is my ringer right here. I didn't exactly get a ringer. It's kind of weird. So this second throw here is my ringer. And that's what popped the achievement right there. So, I don't know how I got that, but apparently that was a ringer. And you also want to win a game. So, here's my winning shot. And the second throw here, is actually a ringer. It's just the way that it landed, it didn't actually count as a ringer. But you see, it actually is a ringer. So, just follow what I did there. On that second throw, it is kind of random, so it might take you a while to get a ringer, but get a ringer, win a game. Winning the game should get you a mini game, so that's 1 of 6 mini games. And winning it at McFarland's Ranch should get you a Ballard King outfit objective. Other than that, getting your horseshoe closer than the other player will get you a point. Getting both of yours closer than the other player will get you 2 points. Getting a ringer will get you 3 points. And you need, I don't remember how many points to win, but it should show you. Just bet $1 until you win, or keep betting $1 until you get a ringer. After that, you can start the next mission. Remember to whistle for your horse so you don't have to pull it off the post. And then go ahead and follow Bonnie around. And, her father here. Now on this mission, we're going to get a horse at the end of this, and I'll point out when we do that. We're going to be breaking horses, and of course these shouldn't count towards getting a new horse, because you kind of have to break them, you have to ride them. And the game might consider it as getting a new horse, but it shouldn't count. Now, once you get on one horse and start breaking him, you're going to have to balance on him. Now, the best thing I can give you for this is just watch John's belt buckle. If it leans to the left, then push right. If it leans to the right, then push left. And just kind of keep him as centered as possible for the entire time that the horse is bucking, and eventually it'll stop. So that's horse number 1 that we broke. And then you can get off and get back on your horse. So then Bonnie's dad will take that horse to the ranch, then you can follow Bonnie to rope another one and break it, so get your lasso ready. It doesn't matter which one you grab. And again, break it. Just do what I did last time. Watch John's belt buckle. If it leans to the left, push right. If it leans to the right, then push left. And there's horse number 2. Now you can get off.
I think that'll do it for today.
Bonnie will take that horse and you can get back on yours. Hopefully your horse doesn't run away from you like mine. After you get on, you can follow Bonnie back to the ranch. Now, once you enter the ranch, you should get a cutscene, and then Bonnie will tell you to ride with her to Armadillo. So just follow her. Now you should meet up with some of her friends here, and they're going to take you to another group of horses. Now you should break away from them, and you need to start herding them the same way you herd cattle towards that yellow marker. Now you can see why herding sucks in this mission, in particular for me, because these ones decided that they wanted to climb the hanging rock, so I got them all scattered everywhere. It was really annoying. They're not going anywhere near where I need them to go. And then one of them got stuck back on the hanging rock. Now I did push these ones all the way to the marker. You don't need all of them. But once you do that, you'll get a cutscene, and this one will break away and start running. So you need to chase it and catch it and break it. Now, the game will pretty much guarantee you not lasso it until you leave that sort of closed off area. Once you're out in the open, then you can actually lasso it. Of course, my horse ran out of stamina because I wasn't watching the bar. I was kind of just mashing the button. So again, remember, just mash the button to get your horse to top speed, and then just kind of press it once every second or two. That way you don't have to worry about managing the stamina. Now once you've caught it, you can get on it and start breaking it. Again, same as before, just watch John's belt buckle. If it leans to the left, push right. If it leans to the right, then push left. Really simple. I usually just stick to tapping it. I don't hold the stick, I just kind of tap it left and right. If you hold it, there's a good chance that he will fall off. So once you've broken that, that's going to be the Kentucky Saddler. That's 1 out of 3 rare horses for the Buckin' Awesome achievement. So for that achievement, 2 horses are in missions, and one of them you actually have to go out and find. But it's not that big a deal. Now, once you ride that horse over to Bonnie, you should get a cutscene, and the mission should end. I'm going to go ahead and mark Bonnie's next mission here. And then from here, I did notice a coyote on the side of the road here. And I knew I needed one more coyote skinned for the Master Hunter challenges. So I went ahead and did that. Now at this point you can run around in free roam, and I would recommend, since it's close to dusk, close to being nighttime, you should ride around and try and kill and skin 5 coyotes at this point. Also, while you're free roaming on the road, be sure to listen for gunfire so you can rescue civilians from the Baller Twin gang or rescue a treasure hunter. Either one, you will need to do both. So, again, like I said, skin 5 coyotes before this point, or during this point, before you start the next mission. And then once you're back at the ranch, you can go ahead and start the next mission at the barn. Now, this is another cattle herding mission, and this one is really annoying and really buggy sometimes. So go ahead and get on your horse and start following Bonnie to the herd. Now, once you get to the herd,
Let's take them over to the other herd.
you're going to have to
Try to drive them all
herd
back
them to another herd of cattle. And this is where it's going to introduce stragglers. And I'll show you what happens there when a straggler happens.
We need to be quick.
So here's a straggler right here. You're going to have to ride up to it. That should mark it on the map as a straggler. And all you have to do is ride up close to it for a little bit, and then it should automatically go towards the rest of the herd. And while you're away from the herd, Bonnie should keep it in formation, sort of. So, although it is possible for multiple stragglers to happen at a single time, here's another straggler. So again, just ride up close to it, and it should automatically go to the herd. Now again, watch the minimap, make sure that the herd is going to the right marker. Once you get the herd to the marker, there's going to be a little cutscene where the herd gets spooked and they start stampeding. Now this is what's a little buggy here. I did fail this once, but you want to ride ahead of the herd and just kind of slow down and kind of ride in them and sway back and forth in front of them to get them to stop. If you don't do it fast enough, then they will all fall off the cliff. Now you can lose a fair few of them, but if you lose too many, then it will fail, and that's how I failed. A bunch of them fell off the cliff. After that, you should have a lot of stragglers, so go around and ride close to them so they go back to the herd. So here's like 3 of them right there for me. And here's another one coming up on my right. So just, again, ride close to them for a little bit. And they should merge back with the herd.
Good work. Right. Let's round up those stragglers. Come on, I can't do this all by myself in this weather.
Now for the stragglers, you don't have to actually get behind them or anything. You just ride close to them and they should immediately go to the herd. So at this point you should have 21 cattle, unless some of them fell off the cliff, which isn't a big deal. If you're still in this point, then it's fine. Just try not to lose any more. There are going to be some more stragglers that pop up here and there on your way back to the ranch. So just keep an eye on those. Here's a straggler here. So again, just ride close to them. They should go back to the herd. Now these rocks kind of disrupted the herd here because the AI kind of the AI cattle herders kind of don't notice those, so you kind of have to, if you have a straggler at the wrong point, then it kind of sucks, because then you'll just get more and more stragglers because they get caught in the rocks. We seem to have gotten the whole herd together here. And as you can see, if you notice a straggler about to happen, you can ride close to it before it even becomes a straggler, and then it'll automatically go back to the herd without going too far. And once you get the herd into the corral, that should be the end of the mission.
Come on, you're losing control of the herd.
Now you should get a cutscene. Mission should end. And that should be the last Bonnie mission and the last mission that we do in this part. So that should be the end of this episode. Thanks for tuning in. Just make sure you save the game. And make sure you tune into the next one. See ya.